After a long week, I just wanted to take this opportunity then to kind of recap uh, this previous weekend with having then the Dead by Dawg show, or I guess fest. I always thought of it as a fest there, at least with all the goings-ons and folks that came out, but it was a bunch of separate events for those of you that couldn't attend. But then, for those of you that did attend, ran into a lot of folks, so that was really awesome to see new faces, especially from the channel. But then old faces that have known for years kind of come out and show support and all that good stuff. Because it's been a bit of a moment for me to see a lot of everybody. I'm so much in the Cleveland area anymore, so one of the reasons there anyway. To get out as much. So anyway, I wanted to extend that gratitude then for everybody that was stoked to see me bring out Crucified Mortals releases and all the stuff that I've done through the years, and getting pictures and signing and all that good stuff. So it was awesome to see that. But then I wanted to obviously then give you some highlights and stuff that from the show, which is then running into certain folks that gave me their demos and stuff. I've been kind of just getting myself back in order with the week, so I didn't exactly get a chance to jam anything yet. Kind of just getting all my stuff, I had like a bag full of goodies. So a shout out to Mike V with his shitty demo. With the blood splatters or the shit stains, I'm not so sure, but great idea to get everybody's attention, because everybody had basically the same reaction, getting handed a diaper as such, and I was no different. So they're like, what the hell you handed me, man? But then you look further, and so you get the violated demo. So great way to then get the conversation going, but have people remember your demo and remember that it's in the back seat of their car like me, and to jam it after a week has gone by. So I'm looking forward to jamming this and seeing what the crappiness ensues. So have some pun on words. But yes, violated. I don't know if it's on Bandcamp. So Mike V, if you're in the comments, use this as an opportunity to link your stuff if there are some folks that are asking. So ask away if you're interested in checking out Violated. Cause then shout out to Ghoulish Dave with giving the Ghoulish Grin from Indiana, if I remember, cause I remember talking about Lurking Corpses and stuff and Von Ghoul. So saw Von Ghoul at the show too from Lurking Corpses. You may have seen as well, or at least noticed, because you saw our acapella version of Grim Reaper. So that definitely somebody I've known for years to run it, because I haven't seen Von Ghoul or Lurking Corpses in years. So it's definitely fun to see friends from that I haven't seen in a long time. So Von Ghoul definitely was fun, and so we had to use that opportunity, because talking about Grim Reaper and how Lurking Corpses covers "See You in Hell," and just I remember like years ago, Von Ghoul always talking about how maybe we should cover the song "Liar" by Grim Reaper, because it's got essentially a rap section, and then they would turn it fully into a rap or whatever. So figured we would get that close, and hence the acapella. So you definitely got to check out that video and hear our stupidity come to life finally years later. But more from Ghoulish Dave, because then Cryptic Fog. So Dave, if you're there watching too, same thing. If you've got links, man, share them with the folks in the comments. That way people can check this stuff out as well. And hell, if you want me to post it here on the Reaper Metal channel, like for people to jam, just send me an email, and then just send me like, I don't know, make a video that I can upload. Make it easy for me. But yeah, make a video that I can upload and can do that, share it here on the demo. That's kind of a further thing that I've been thinking about, of how I can utilize the channel, the resources that it can kind of be for friends in the scene and stuff, viewers and all that stuff. Kind of built this as being a fan of metal, so having like a following and all that can kind of help give like exposure of stuff of like cool demos and cool bands and stuff. You know, it'd really be no different for me to basically just upload a video and then boom, you know, you got a bigger audience than perhaps that you have for yourself, or to find even new fans and friends. So yeah, just an idea. But yeah, send me a video of the demo or whatever, and heck, we can post it on here and jam it that way. Because then I think this was also from Ghoulish Dave Fomorian. Where did I put the sticker? A little bit easier to read the sticker. Yeah, Fomorian Productions. Because then a comp. So, and this flyer is pretty funny. So, you know, much like I'm doing here, this is kind of like embarking back to the HELLCAST days where people would send in stuff. Maybe we would do the cool shit segment. You know, you get like fan mail or people like wanting to, hey, check out my band and stuff. Me talking about myself. You know, I always like to kind of roll it back around and use the platform to then, you know, essentially do what folks are asking. You know, most of the time they're soliciting their stuff to be like, hey, sign my band or whatever. So I was, at least when it's, you know, essentially like a no or I can't or a blah, 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 schedule's tied up, at least kind of was an avenue, though, to at least gain some exposure and tell people about cool bands. So, yeah, whatever we can kind of do with that. So that's my attempt here with that. So thanks, guys, for hooking it up. I'm going to be jamming it here soon. Hopefully everybody else on the internet can jam it because you sent me a video and I can post it. And so, yeah, just kind of wanted to bring some attention to the show then a week later. So shout-outs section then. Rob Green, man, who came up from the Keys of Florida. Got a hotel. He got a hotel down the street and kind of needed a little bit of well, he went with every intention of using like Uber and stuff, but he flew into Cleveland Airport, and well, down the street we're in the Akron area, so that's almost an hour away. So I couldn't imagine that Uber bill. So saved homie some cash, hopefully, by letting him come to 8 Merch where I work, which is in the Cleveland area, not too like one exit off the freeway from the airport. So Uber there and then hop in my car and drive back and take it to the hotel. So it's good to help out friends there, and just you got a good just hang out of it. Adam, of course, Layla Lover, Adam Bennington. So if you don't know him, you haven't been watching the channel enough, so check out his videos. But or even the last video with then Eddie Satan, who came and we were sitting here bullshitting about being a dead person on a cover. So there's a fun video to check out if you didn't. But nonetheless, that was something that happened while, you know, everybody was here. We're having some fun, made a video alongside the Shane one. So you got to see a little bit of a you know, the happenings as they were going about. Got to see Ash and Zdanka from Faith Extractor. Haven't seen them in a while, and as you may know, I've done a lot of things with Ash, particularly, you know, working with Faith Extractor for sure. With, you know, releasing it on Reaper Metal, the first album reissue, and then like some cool stuff like digitally, like you know, making the demos available, and doing like kind of like a Bandcamp Friday type thing. To have like, you know, folks that want to like download that stuff and, you know, get it digitally to make it like this huge release. But particularly then all the releases that we did, all the music that we made with Crucified Mortals. So hadn't seen Ash in some years, really since I was going down to Cincinnati kind of regularly where he lives, which is, you know, pretty far away from up here in the Akron area. So we were making videos though back in those days, so hadn't really seen them since then. So that was nice to see them come out and get to hang a little bit for them. And really there was just a shit ton of people that got to run into. So I think this would be a pretty long video to kind of go through the long list of that. So you know who you are if you ran into me, and it was a pleasure to run into you. So you know, if that was something that happened to you, or you wanted me, hey, where can I get on this, or I want to, well then leave a comment here and say hi that way in the meantime. But yeah, just wanted to kind of just check in and share the aftermath, good times, and appreciate everybody coming out. So I'm pretty damn tired, and that means I'm gonna cut it here, and I'll talk to you next time.